morning, Carl. How's
Oh,
it going?
it's going good. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I missed you last week.
I know I was so busy. You know
Oh my
what?
god.
I signed up for a lot of things, and my schedule. Like I'm realizing now that schedule is like super important.
It is. But you know what? We would, oh my gosh, we would have gone a whole hour talking about Jerry Falwell.
We would have.
I condensed it down to 20 minutes by myself, so I was proud of myself for that.
Yay! Good
And
job.
we're in prime time. We're usually doing this in the morning. I don't even have my
So
coffee
true.
cup. I got my Pepsi Zero.
Nice. I'm going through it dehydrated. It's always better when the mouth is moist. I think we can all agree.
Yeah. So, what did you think about the State of the Union, Carl?
Oh my gosh, it was a nightmare. Was it not?
Oh, yeah, it was a fucking nightmare. Listen, I've got two different fact checks here. We're going to talk about the fact checks and
Okay.
some of the crap that was coming out of his mouth.
Yeah. I just
Um,
got a few things I want to like
you know
touch on,
what?
but you go ahead.
We're going to do fact check, but first I'm going to do something else because I had an idea earlier about something to do.
Uh-huh.
And here's what I'm going to do. And there's going to be a reason for this because back in 1972, George Carlin, the late comedian,
Yes.
gave 7 words that aren't allowed on television. He gave a whole monologue about it, and some of the words actually are allowed on TV now. But I'm going to read the words, and some of these words I don't like. I mean, I have a potty mouth, but some of these words I don't like to use. But I'm just going to read the words,
Go ahead.
and I'll explain why after I'm done. So if you
All
have
right.
sensitive ears, cover your ears. I'm about to say some really nasty words. Okay. This was 1972, the 7 words you cannot say, never say on television, according to George Carlin. In this order: shit, piss, you can say that one now. Fuck,
I
I
like
don't
that.
like
That's
it.
my favorite word.
That's my favorite word too. Cunt, I hate that
Me
word.
too.
The see you next Tuesday word, I'm only reading it because it's on this list. I'm not going to say it again. I don't like saying that word. It's a bad word. It's
Quit
it's
talking about
it's
my mom that way.
it's a slur. I don't like it. But
It is.
that was word number 4. Cocksucker,
Ah,
motherfucker,
I've been one of
and
those.
tits. You can say the last one on TV. I heard, yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, do you know why I went over the list of the words from 1972 that you couldn't say on television?
Why?
Because the reason I did that is because people are going to get more offended by that, by what I just said, than what the fuck is going on with the Epstein files and everything going on with our leadership, what's going on in Washington, what's happening in Congress,
True.
lack of what's happening in Congress over the Epstein files.
Isn't that wild?
Um, yeah, yeah, it is. And it really made me want to projectile vomit and throw stuff at the TV the other night when on Tuesday night when I saw Pam Bondi sitting there giggling and laughing and hanging on Trump's every word like some cheerleader at a pep rally. She sat there stone faced, running her mouth off during the congressional committee hearing the week before that, or the 2 weeks before. I don't even remember how long it's been now. 1 or 2 weeks before that, couldn't even turn around and look at the victims, the Epstein
Hold on.
survivors, not
That was some
victims,
technical difficulties, everybody.
survivors. Let's call them
I think this might
survivors,
be a
not victims.
StreamYard thing. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to get
Are
it
we not
fixed.
streaming? We are streaming, or we're not streaming?
Just give it a minute.
Okay, are we? So
Hubba
we're.
shabalaba.
Man, nobody heard my George Carlin dirty words.
Not even 5 minutes in.
Let me know when we're on. I'll start over.
We got you drinking your Pepsi in slow.
Slow
That's
motion.
fucking my shit up too. Hold on. We'll be right back, everybody. All right, we're back.
Okay, we're back.
Technical difficulties. So we got lost when you were saying that they'd be more upset by the words.
All right, so I'm gonna read the words again. Did we get the words on at all?
The words were on.
Oh, the words were on. Okay, so I don't want to read those again anyway. But my whole point is people are going to be more upset that I said the "see you next Tuesday" word or cocksucker or motherfucker instead of what's going on with Epstein and the lack of action on this. I mean, we've got a committee. Oh my gosh, I can't even get my thoughts together on this. It's how aggravating it is. So what I was saying, I don't know if this made it on before or not, but I'll say it again. Pam Bonnie's sitting there during the State of the Union, laughing, smiling, giggling, hanging on every word that comes out of Trump's mouth like some cheerleader at a pep rally. And this is a woman who's watched videos of underage girls getting raped and tortured and God knows what else, probably by people in power. We don't know for a fact who she's actually seen in the videos as far as the men go. But we know Trump's complicit somehow. If nothing else, he's wanting to stop or slow down the investigation. He doesn't want it to go forward. So in essence, he's a pedophile protector just on those terms. He's mentioned in the files that we know of so far at least 38,000 times.
Right.
She's sitting there giggling, acting like an idiot, hanging on his every word. And I mean, what the hell? What's going on? And then I saw Christy Nome walk in. She was like chit-chatting, smiling. It's like, what is up with these people? They are just the most soulless bunch. I can't even describe it.
It is really on another level. And the cover up, the whole twisting of the narrative into like Christianity is the bastion of truth and the bastion of morality, that Trump is the protector of rights whenever he's actually taking away the rights that we all have. I mean, I know we're going to go over the State of the Union address, but he's taking away people's health care. He's making it way more expensive, therefore taking away health care from a lot of people because it's unaffordable now. And he's saying that he's going to give us this Trump RX or whatever the hell that is.
Is that even legal? Can a president do that?
Right? I mean, it's wild.
I didn't fact check that. I should have fact checked that.
Well, all the Trump RX is, you can look it up after the podcast, but
I read about it a while back. Yeah.
It's pretty much just a middleman. And so you get on Trump RX and it fits you in with different insurance companies or different pharmaceuticals anyways. So it's not like you're getting a deal on it. It's not like you're, it's so wild to me. The other thing that really got me in my crawl, you know what? Whenever you were reading those words, I thought it was because that's everything you wanted to say in the State of Union address. I think I cleared out that whole freaking list of bad words.
No, my whole point of that was people are going to get more upset by that than they are the fact that they're supporting a lot of people who are pedophile protectors. I mean, what else can you say? That's what
it really is. And so he said, I mean, if you don't know it, you know it now, right? That Trump's family, Trump for sure, cannot have a nonprofit in New York. Why? Because in their nonprofit, they said they're raising funds for a specific cause, and it never went to those people they're raising funds for. It went into the pockets of Trump and his family. They cannot run nonprofits in New York, in the state of the state of New York. So whenever you're seeing all these, Trump accounts go into your children promising $100,000, in interest by the time they get to 18, that shit is not going to your kids. Like, mark my words, it's all going into Trump's piggy bank somehow.
Well, if by some miracle he's not guilty in this whole Epstein thing, the guy's been convicted of 36 felonies. He's been found civilly liable of sexual assault.
Yeah.
Yet you still have all these women supporting him. I don't know how the Access Hollywood audio from 2016.
Exactly. I thought he was out after that. But I mean,
He
he's our
would, 30
president.
years ago, he would have totally been out after that.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I don't even know. I mean, I look at my family who are MAGA and I'm like, they would have followed anybody. It was just whenever I became aware of how bad it really was, is whenever we actually had someone in politics like him. I don't know. I don't know if 30 years ago they would have rejected him. I think that, a lot of people were outside of politics because they wanted someone like Trump, which is insane to me. It's totally crazy to me that, that is the side that is really winning the narrative war. But yeah, let's talk about State of the Union. So, what is
Okay.
something that I guess you have fact checks,
Let,
right?
let's let, let's start with immigration. Okay,
Okay,
let's
let's
go
go.
with what he said about immigration and then what
Okay.
the facts really are. Okay. All right, because I was looking at this right before we came on. Um, did murderers, this is according to Trump, did murderers, ex-convicts, and mental institution patients immigrate to the U.S. under Biden? According to Trump, this is what he said during the speech. They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. There were murderers, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. Okay. Now, let's see. A historic number of people came across the U.S. border during the Biden administration. However, many were vetted. Many were vetted. I mean, some weren't. Programs like parole and the CBP One app required entry screenings and interviews. There has also been extensive research showing that immigrants, both documented and undocumented, are less likely to commit crimes than citizens. What's more, although the number of people in immigration detention is at a historic high, near 70,000 as of earlier this month, around 74% of those have no criminal conviction. Yeah. Okay. Now, a lot of what we've seen in Minneapolis is basic. I mean, and he was talking about this before ICE invaded Minneapolis. He hates on the Somali American community big time. He hates the Somali Americans. Okay. And he went after them in his speech. All right. Here's the next question. This is NPR's fact check, by the way. This is NPR's fact check that I'm reading. Did members of the Somali community pillage $19 billion? Here's what Trump said during his speech. When it comes to corruption that is plundering, really, it's plundering America. There's been no stunning example than Minnesota, where I can't do a Trump impression. That's my best. Sorry, people. Where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Okay. Here's what NPR found. That's what he said. Here's what NPR says. Almost 100 defendants, many of Somali descent, have been charged by the Department of Justice in connection with alleged fraud connected to federal social safety net and child welfare programs in Minnesota, according to the White House. In one high-profile case, federal prosecutors charged dozens of people in 2022 connected to a Minnesota nonprofit called Feeding Our Future with stealing hundreds of millions of dollars from taxpayer-funded child nutrition programs during the COVID-19 pandemic. That's a fact. That happened. The president has used that controversy to attack the Somali American community at large in Minneapolis, including calling Somali immigrants garbage who, quote, contribute nothing. He does not like Somali Americans. I mean, we heard him talk about that before the whole thing in Minnesota started up. And that was kind of why they were in his crosshairs, for lack of a better word. So, yeah. Okay, foreign policy. Here's what he said during his address. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. NPR, Trump referenced this figure, but a White House website of total investment at both home and abroad sits at under $10 trillion. And other analyses have found that number inflated as well. Trump's number during his speech inflated. Iran and their nuclear program. And then I'm going to move on.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the Iran thing.
Yes. Here's what Trump said during his speech, and then we'll go over what the facts really are. This is Trump, quote, "That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer. For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon." Okay, NPR. Trump again repeated his oft-stated claim that the U.S. obliterated Iran's nuclear program during one day of bombing in Iran last June. That's a broad consensus that combined U.S. and Israeli strikes inflicted major damage on Iran's nuclear program. However, Iran has not allowed international inspectors to examine their nuclear facilities, making a precise assessment impossible. In addition, this is still with NPR, Trump has not explained why he's considering a new round of attacks on Iran's nuclear program. If it was obliterated just months ago, maybe he's trying to divert our attention away from something, perhaps. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it makes total sense to me. I mean, they want us to be distracted as much as we can be.
Oh, yeah, totally. Okay. Oh, here's the good one. Okay, then we're gonna get back on back in the U.S. after this, but let's just one more. In my first 10 months, I ended 8. That didn't sound like Trump at all. In my first 10 months, I ended 8 wars. That's what he said in the speech. Sounds more like me, but the other one didn't sound like him at all. President Trump has had diplomatic successes. This is NPR. But his repeated claim that he's ended 8 wars is an exaggeration. Perhaps his biggest success to date was brokering a ceasefire in the Israel and Hamas war in Gaza last October. However, Israel has continued to carry out airstrikes, killing hundreds of Palestinians since the truce was announced. Israel alleges many ceasefire violations by Palestinian militias, blah, 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 but Trump's list also includes Israel and Iran. Israel and the U.S. exchanged airstrikes with Iran for 12 days last June before Trump declared a truce. However, none of the long-standing issues were resolved, and Trump is again threatening to attack Iran. Yeah, I mean, they're having talks in Geneva this week, and nothing's really getting accomplished. But yeah, that's happening there this week in Switzerland. But yeah. Now, there was another fact check from. Wait, let me see. No, not that one. I had 2. I had another one from another source. Yeah, from Newsweek, which Newsweek's kind of. They used to be so renowned, so reputable. Now if you follow them on social media, they're almost like Us Weekly or the National Enquirer or something. They're just kind of a rag.
Or like One News Now. Yeah.
Yeah. His speech went almost 2 hours, and I have to say, for an 80-year-old man to stand there, if he wasn't wearing a diaper, and he's not in great health. And Carl, the guy's 30 years older than I am, and the struggle is real sometimes with me. And I go to the gym, and I'm a lot younger than he is, but I don't know why I had to share that, but I'm just saying. Okay, let's talk about inflation for a minute, because this is what I was reading. I was reading this earlier on Newsweek's fact check. Early in the speech, this is Newsweek now, I've moved on from NPR. Early in the speech, Trump said he had inherited a stagnant economy from President Joe Biden with inflation at record levels. While inflation peaked at 9.1% in June 2022, when Biden was in office, the highest annual rate in around 40 years, The economy was on much stronger footing by the end of Biden's term. According to recent findings from the Bureau of Economic Analysis, real gross domestic product, GDP, grew 2.2% in 2025, a deceleration from where it was in 2024 when Biden was still in office. It fell to 2.2% last year. In 2024, it was at 2.8%. So, and then we're talking about GDP there, but let's go to inflation. I'm sorry, this computer is not cooperating tonight. Let's see. He talked about bringing inflation down, but you know what? I got too many ads. He talked about inflation, I should have taken notes. Yeah, okay.
Well, I know for one, he talked about bringing inflation down, but then he adds tariffs to everything. And then he's like,
that's the thing. Everything
like
costs
tariffs are inflationary. Like there's no way you're going to put tariffs on everything, a blanket everything, and expect inflation not to happen. I mean, he even admitted it himself. He was like, Christmas presents are going to be more expensive. Like he even said, he said that early 2025 after after his tariff day. And so, I mean, he already admitted that he was okay with, increasing the price on literally everything.
Yeah. You know what? Also, yeah. And the Supreme Court justices had to sit there and listen to him.
Yeah, they did.
Rag on them about their decision last week. Okay, they did their job, so you're gonna, totally drag them in your speech while they're sitting there. Amy Coney Barrett, his big pick that we were all scared to death about after RBG died.
Yes. It looked like she was about to cry in some of those.
I thought she was rather stoic, actually, because she sat there very stone faced. She didn't applause. She didn't give him all the standing ovations.
They're not supposed to
throw things at the TV. All the standing ovations they kept giving him. You had Mike Johnson grinning like the Cheshire Cat behind him.
Yeah, I know, right?
So frustrating.
So weird.
It's like, come on, guy, you're fake smiling. Aren't your facial muscles getting tired by now?
He was wild. He had a laugh like
and
at
then
every
JD
cricket
Vance
thing.
with his resting bitch face. It
was wild. Too much.
Yeah. So let's
yeah, for me, the thing that got me was when he said that all of the roadblocks they're going to put in front of voting, and he's like urging, the senators to do this. He's like, John, we got to do this now. Like he's trying to say we need to bring our proof of ID. So we need to bring our ID. We need to get a voter's ID as well, which is two different things. Then we need to bring our social security, like a proof of your documents, proof of citizen. So that's like your social security card, your, birth certificate. So you have to bring all of these things, and hell no. Well, that's so much. And even on your social security card, it tells you not to put it in your wallet. It tells you not to take it out unless you absolutely have to, which is so freaking wild to me. It's going to cause such a backlog on all of these voting stations.
Well, the other problem it's going to cause too is with women who got married and changed their names.
They have already done that, right? The SAVE Act.
Yeah, but yeah. I think we're talking about two different things. Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah, they've already done the SAVE Act. Now what he's trying to do is make that for everybody, to where no matter what, he literally said this in the State of the Union address. He thinks that we should bring our ID, our voting ID, proof of citizenship. So that means social security card, birth certificate. So how many?
Who's got their birth certificate hanging around?
I mean, I've got mine, but I'm not taking it.
I've got mine, but it was because I had to get it to get a passport, and I had to special order it because both my parents are dead. I just can't go ask one of them for
it. Exactly. Well, I
So I
mean,
had to like special order it from Louisiana. So just so
I
I could
mean,
get
my
a
thing
passport.
is, imagine the lady that's like that is, or the man that's, your voting station at your voting station. They've got to read your social security card. You got to read your birth certificate. It's just
Yeah.
wild to me. Like that ain't gonna work. We may
He's
be going
trying
through some
he's trying
technical
he's trying
difficulties.
to stack
Everybody,
it in his favor so
StreamYard's
much.
being a bitch.
And
Yes.
there yeah, he's trying to stack it so much in his favor, and the poll numbers for him are like at a record low. For the GOP itself, who knows, but I haven't checked those. But let's let's go back to Epstein. Okay, so Hillary
Okay.
Clinton gave her deposition today.
I was not able to watch it. How did that? Did you watch it?
Well, it was closed. It was a closed deposition. Nobody got to
Oh,
watch it.
okay.
She came out and
Okay.
talked about it afterward. But this is the Occupy Democrats on the Occupy Democrats page on Facebook.
Yes.
I was reading about this earlier, and then they did a whole post about it too. Lauren Boebert.
I seen something about her.
She took a picture during the deposition, which she was not supposed to do. She sent it to Benny Johnson, this conservative influencer who I pay zero attention to. I guess he's somebody. I don't know.
I think he's gay.
Yeah, he's one of those, right? I've
Yeah.
heard of him. Yeah. He's like one of those gay MAGAs, which is
He is totally gay.
or
Which is
he
fine with
allegedly
me.
gay or is he out of the closet?
He's allegedly gay, and his wife is like trying to defend him, but everything they say is like, well, he may be, but it's just totally weird.
Yeah, because you got some of those gay MAGAs. It's kind of weird. I don't.
Well, every time they have a convention, like Grindr goes the fuck off. Like
That's
it
what I was
goes
wondering
off-grid.
because so many Democrats were absent from the State of the Union. I'm like, do you have all these Republican men there? How are the Grindr servers doing?
Right? No
How
joke.
many dick pics are getting traded during this whole thing?
Mike Johnson too, though. Remember that guy that said he was with Mike Johnson allegedly?
Allegedly.
Well,
Carl, we're both gay. We have that gaydar thing. What do you?
Yes.
Think? I mean, let's not. We both kind of know what we think, but we probably shouldn't say it out loud.
Oh, I think he's flaming. I think Mike Johnson sucks on cock every chance he gets. You didn't hear it from me, allegedly, in a video game.
You
Maybe
really
not.
do have a friend who's
Maybe not in real life, but in a video game.
I'm not saying anything.
Kurt, you're gonna make it out just fine, Kurt. I'll take it. I'll take it all. Give it all to me. I will pack it in. Anyways,
you just teed yourself up. You give it all. Oh my god. Okay, never mind. All right. Okay. See, this is Deconstruction Center After Dark, everybody.
Yeah.
We're talking about fellatio. Okay. Oh my god.
Mike Johnson just oozing out of his fucking mouth every chance he gets.
Oh my god. No, you're a visual, man. Don't do it. All right.
Yes.
Okay, so Benny Johnson. Yeah, Benny Johnson brought us to this. Okay. All right, so let's go back to Boebert. Okay. Who gave a hand job in a theater?
Hand job, yes, she did at Beetlejuice in all of the theater plays that
all the movies to give somebody a hand job. Too.
Yeah, it's a play, and you're gonna Beetlejuice. That's weird.
I know. It could have at least been at least Wuthering Heights would have made a little more sense, but...
right?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Anyways, let's get back on track.
Oh my god, blowjobs, hand jobs. Okay. All right. Okay. Occupy Democrats post on.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh. We're going into such R-rated territory.
I love it.
But we're like, oh my god, we're like 30 minutes in. Okay.
We are.
Right. Yeah, almost. We're having too much fun, man. All right.
It's great.
Okay, breaking. Okay, this was early. This was 5 hours ago. It was breaking.
It's not breaking anymore.
Yeah, it won't be breaking by the time people watch this recording. Okay.
Yeah.
This is Occupy Democrats. I'm reading their post. I'm not calling anybody names, even though I've been doing it on TikTok and in my Instagram stories lately. But I'm not calling anybody names. This is their words. MAGA moron Lauren Boebert sabotages Hillary Clinton's deposition just to get clicks, then idiotically shrugs, why not? You simply cannot script this level of chaos. A closed-door deposition of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, part of the House Oversight Committee's probe into the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, was temporarily derailed today after Representative Lauren Boebert decided the rules did not apply to her. About an hour into questioning, Boebert reportedly snapped photos during the private testimony and sent them to right-wing podcaster Benny Johnson, who blasted them right onto X with the caption, "Breaking!" The first image of Hillary Clinton testifying under oath about Jeffrey Epstein to the Republican Oversight Committee. This is the first time Hillary has had to answer real questions about Epstein. Clinton does not look happy. Photo provided by Representative Lauren Boebert. That's like, that's just like leaving your fingerprints everywhere and then spray painting your name on the building you vandalized. What the fuck? Oh my God. All right. I'm going to continue with what they're saying here. The problem, the hearing was explicitly closed door under an agreement brokered by Oversight Chair James Comer. I can't read.
James Comey.
Yeah, they have a typo here. No cameras, no leaks, no exceptions. Clinton's team immediately halted the deposition once the photos surfaced, citing the blatant violation. Proceedings briefly went off record. Representative Robert Garcia, who's from here in California, Orange County, the ranking member of the House Oversight Committee, condemned Republicans for ignoring their own ground rules and called Mrs. Clinton gracious for resuming her deposition. Congresswoman Ansari from Arizona called the deposition an unserious clown show. Oh, excuse me. And accused Republicans of chasing photo ops instead of the truth. So Hillary Clinton came out and gave a statement after the deposition. You know, it was closed door. They couldn't, there were no cameras except for Lauren Boebert. And one thing I will say about the Clintons, and former President Bill Clinton has his turn in the hot seat tomorrow. They wanted this deposition to be open door televised. That was their whole protest against refusing to do it in the first place, because they didn't want it to be closed door. They wanted it to be open. And
well, try to get Trump's ass after. I mean, well, he's probably going to die soon after he gets out of office. I mean, he's fucking an old goat. But I mean, try to get Trump's ass in a deposition after he's a president. He is not. They are not going to, like, I want a Democrat Party that will take his ass to task. Like, he's such a fucking flimsy baby. He will never be able to do any of this shit that, I mean, even look, if Hillary Clinton and Biden are guilty, throw them in jail, locked away the key. Like, if they had anything to do with harming children.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Yes,
but
this is not a partisan issue. This is not
their side is like held to like a different level of, like, you know. Democrats have to be perfect. Republicans, they always skid by. They always fucking skid by. They never are held to task. They have like a different, I guess, a different standard.
Their whole standard of right and wrong is different. And
yes, it's like, well, no, you can't actually prosecute him. Well, shit.
Here's the thing, though, Carl. This is not a partisan issue. This is a right or wrong issue. And I'm gonna
exactly.
I tried not to drag my family into this podcast because most of us I'm not even speaking to most of them. But I had a relative who reached out to me on Thanksgiving, and I responded, and then we ended up getting in this whole back and forth about Epstein and Trump and Biden, because she did that whole fucking thing that MAGA likes to do about, well, Biden did this and he had the files for 2 years and blah, blah, blah. And you know what? Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuckity fuck. You know what? If Biden's on the list, lock him up and throw away the key.
But
if
no
anybody I ever
Biden
fucking voted for is on that list, lock them up. If they're guilty of something and they're on the list, lock them up and throw away the key.
Agree.
I don't give a shit I don't give a shit how
But we don't
long it
ever
was
hear
on his
that from
desk.
the other
I don't
side.
care. I don't care. If I voted for them and they turn out to be some pedophile who raped and tortured a kid, throw them the fuck away.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that gets me is though is like our side's not the one redacting it. Literally, when Biden was president, they're using this stuff that they're using the files as like evidence in prosecution. Like Ghislaine Maxwell was still being held to task on some things. She was still they still could have like it could have affected the way it went through in trial. So I mean, in the appeals and all that shit. So literally right now is the time to release the files. All of her appeals are run through. Like she is guilty, and she was the only one that was being put on, like being
Well, she's the only
investigated.
woman in the U.S. We've only had a woman. We have a woman in a country club prison, by the way, not even a real prison.
Exactly.
And she's the
After
only
she gave a
woman.
special testimony to Trump's lawyer or
Well, she's trying to
interview.
get her. She's trying to get some kind of clemency or
She
possibly
is.
a pardon deal.
And you know what? Like, whenever you look at the redactions, there's no way, like you said before, Kurt, like either he is guilty in the files or he's covering up for people he knows that are guilty. And either way, if you cover up for a pedophile, you're just as bad as a pedophile.
Oh yeah, totally.
They're just as bad.
Even if he's not guilty, he's covering up for these people. And Carl, we got like a single-digit percentage of the files that have been released, and his name has already appeared nearly 40,000 times.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. And I mean, the thing with, I don't even think I was on here since Pam Bondi, but when Pam Bondi was testifying, it was like the Dow was at 50,000. She cannot
Who gives
answer.
a fuck about the Dow? That's not even what she was
right?
there for.
No,
and she wasn't there to call
it.
them all out on what was going on in their own districts. She was that was like her. And see, and you were talking earlier about what if they put Trump in the hot seat and deposed him. What you saw her do was basically Trump light. He would be doing the same thing if they
exactly
if they deposed him.
Well, there's a reason they're doing it. And like you said, it's either he is or he's covering up, which is just as bad. And, I'm sorry, but I think, 80-year-old pedophiles should go to jail too. Like it
doesn't matter how old they are.
I don't care if you're the president, how old you are. So literally, when he gets out as president, I hope that we have a Democrat Party that's willing to not fucking wait and do everything, like I feel like Biden, one thing bad about it is he waited so long to get Trump indicted. I think they should go right for it. We need like a Nuremberg trial for the shit that is going on today. Like if that means that the elite have to reshuffle and some other people are, some people who are billionaires get put into prison. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Who cares?
I do not give a fuck.
I remember in the 90s, or yeah, I guess it was the 90s. Oh my God, I'm getting kind of old. But anyway, no, I just remember when Nazi war criminals were still getting put on trial. After World War II.
Yes.
Like after that, I didn't give a fuck how old they were. If they did it, they deserved to go away.
And it's less about like it's actually more about holding them to task. We've got to make them. We got to show the world that this is wrong, and you cannot do it. Like I even heard Piers Morgan say this. Why is everybody in Europe, going to jail and getting indicted, but nobody in America? Like, what's wrong with America? And it's because the motherfucker in the office is also in the files.
Well, yeah.
That's why. That's exactly Biden. Where's Biden in the files? How many times has Biden's name gotten up yet? Like, none.
I don't know.
None.
I honestly, I don't know. We don't even know. I don't even think we haven't even scratched the surface.
No. If Biden's name, no, I'm telling you, Kurt, if Biden's name was in the files, that would probably be the only thing they released. Am I right or wrong?
Well, no, that's the thing. I mean, that's the whole point of this whole Clinton deposition. They're trying to like go
Exactly.
after the Democrats who were in
They have
there
to go all the way
first.
back in the 90s.
And then they're trying to distract us with all these bullshit charges against people like James Comey and Letitia James. I mean, these minor. I mean, I'm not going to discount. They're going after their political enemies, and they're not seriously trying to prosecute people who did egregious, awful things to children.
Exactly.
It's so unconscionable.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we have the Epstein file cover up that's happening right now. Not only that, but Pam Bondi and the DOJ is tracking down what every member is looking at in the files. They have what's called a hot book, and they literally are writing down, things to attack senators with and questions, like whenever they're giving their
her burn book. Yeah.
burn book. Yeah, burn book.
It's like a little girl in high school. I'm telling you, it was.
It's
like,
wild. Like, what the hell are we in? And so, I mean, but this is what happens whenever idiotic people vote. Like, literally, when people who have no brain cells get taken up in a frenzy for some bullshit, for some culture war, righteous indignation. Like, you just get some wild people in office and nothing gets done. Like, there's nothing on it. We lost healthcare. Great, guys. And now what we're going to have is Trump RX. That's not going to do shit for you. Your children are not going to have daycare. They're not going to have a healthcare programs. And you know what? You're going to get some fucking billionaire giving your kid $1,000 in a bank statement, and it's probably going to be gone by the time your kid gets 18. It's going to be all in Trump's fucking pocket somehow, some way, and you're going to have to live with it.
Yeah,
it's coming.
You're going to have you may have Dr. Casey Means as your Surgeon General.
Yeah, right. Like the hell. So yeah,
she's not even okay. Let's talk about Casey Means for a minute.
I don't know who that is. You're going to have to educate me on that.
Okay, she's the Surgeon General nominee, and she was before the Senate Health Committee yesterday getting questioned, and she. Oh my gosh, I've got the New York Times article right here. She's not even a practicing doc. Let me make sure I'm phrasing this.
Oh correctly. My gosh.
She's okay.
You remember whenever they were saying
I'm going to read a little bit of the New York Times article here.
Do you remember whenever they were getting mad at Jill Biden for not being a physical like a doctor of medicine, but she was a doctor in her field?
Oh, like she was a PhD and not a.
She's not a doctor. She was the first fucking lady. Okay, go ahead. That was a little preference.
Okay. This is from the New York Times yesterday. Dr. Casey Means, President Trump's nominee for Surgeon General, told senators on Wednesday that, quote, anti-vaccine rhetoric has never been part of my message, as she deflected questions about birth control, pesticides, vaccines, and her finances. Testifying before the Senate Health Committee, Dr. Means, a wellness influencer, author, and leader in Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s Make America Healthy Again movement, said Americans were suffering from an epidemic of chronic diseases linked to ultra-processed foods. True. Chemical exposures, yeah, probably. And the stress sedentary nature of modern life. Yeah, we are.
Hold on, everybody.
We are a sedentary bunch, this generation. That part's true. Nothing is more urgent than restoring wholeness for Americans, physically, mentally, and societally, Dr. Means said, adding, our nation is angry, exhausted, and hurting from preventable diseases. True. The hearing represented a significant test for Dr. Means, who would be a highly unconventional Surgeon General. She would carry the informal title of the nation's doctor, yet she does not have an active medical license, and is a vocal critic of the medical establishment, which she regards as too focused on sickness and not enough on what she sees as the root causes of chronic disease. Okay, while it's true, sick people have become a commodity in this country, I totally agree with that. Yeah, she's not. She's not a. She doesn't have an active medical license.
That's what the trick is.
She's the nation's doctor.
They're never going to tell you they want to take away vaccines. They're never going to tell you that They're going to
She
attack
couldn't.
Tylenol for autism. They're never going to tell you that shit. What they
She
are going
never.
to tell
She
you,
couldn't give it an explicit answer about whether kids should have the measles vaccine or not.
right? What they're not. That's what they're not going to tell you. What they are going to tell you is the shit that we all can agree on. Yeah, processed food is probably not good, but you know what? It's somehow legal. It's somehow you can't fucking go 2 blocks down without getting processed food. You know what? You go to a place that doesn't sell processed food, you're paying 20 times more. Well, I'm just
Well,
exaggerating right now, but I mean, it's super more expensive to go down to a healthy restaurant than just to go somewhere where everything is processed.
well, yeah, but
Literally.
you know what? You okay? I'm from the South. You're still there, and you know what it's like. They love to fry everything, and there's like, it's so much easier to find like fried food in the South than it is healthy food. But also in cities like where I live at, like I'm in Los Angeles, certain neighborhoods, poorer parts of cities have what are called food deserts, where it's
Yes.
easier for somebody to walk to Burger King a block away and get like a whatever's on their special menu or whatever on his McDonald's. I don't go to those places. Does McDonald's still have that dollar
Oh, I
menu or
love
whatever?
McDonald's. Yes, kind of.
Okay. Okay. I don't really go to fast food places.
Oh
Hardly
man.
ever. But
But I'm
yeah, so
trying to
you
be
have
good.
food
I'm eating
deserts.
grilled chicken. That's what I'm sticking with grilled chicken salad. But
Okay. Yeah.
fried chicken is so good. But you're right. We
Well,
do have a
yeah, it's
culture.
good, but as long as you don't eat it all the time.
Right.
But so I don't really. I try not. I'm kind of sort of vegetarian.
You don't like McDonald's?
I just never go to those places. I have no reason to go there because I haven't had red meat in like 7 years.
So you know one thing that's cool about eating chicken? I know you're a vegetarian, but this is one thing cool.
Well, no, I still eat chicken and fish sometimes.
They are the offspring of T-Rexes.
Oh, are they?
They are. So when you eat a chicken, you're not eating a T-Rex, but you kind of are.
Well, what about Adam and Eve though? Weren't they? How does that figure? No, I'm kidding. All right.
The dinosaurs were made with Adam and Eve. No, I'm joking.
Hey, how
Kid
did
Ham.
Adam and Eve come before the dinosaurs? I'm still waiting
No.
for some creationist to tell me that.
Dinosaurs are Satan. Remember?
Yeah, they're satanic. Yeah, Satan confused everybody with the dinosaurs. That's true. So, yeah. But back to what I was talking about. We're talking about how it's easier to get food that's bad for you sometimes than food that's good for you. In cities we have what are called food deserts, which in the I'm trying to think of the there's no diplomatic way to say it. In the poorer parts of the city, you're going to have a harder time finding health food stores. It's easier to go buy, macaroni and cheese at, the bulk item store than it is.
That's the whole state of Arkansas. We are
right.
a food
So
desert
you've got a lot of
state.
that. You have
Yes.
it in the major cities too. You have what are called food deserts in certain neighborhoods that aren't quite as that aren't doing quite as well as some of the other neighborhoods. That you have that going on a lot in urban areas too, not just in certain regions, but in
Well,
major
it's hard to
well.
it's hard to have a good business in places where you're afraid that things are going to happen to your business. That's for one. But for two, you can't make it legal for companies to sell cancer that's breaded, right? Like breaded cancer.
Right.
And then make them, say, okay, well, you guys have it. They're going to be putting stores in every freaking corner that they can because they're making bank off of it. There's nothing but profit in that because you're using chicken scrap. I mean, I worked at a chicken plant. Have you ever worked at a chicken plant?
No, I've seen videos.
And it's the chickens, they go through a process and it's humane. It's as probably humane as it can be.
How's it humane? Explain to me how that's humane.
Well, they pass them out and then they chop their neck off. That's kind of what happens.
That's not.
But they're not. But they're not awake for it.
You know what? Have you ever heard of a documentary? Oh my gosh, we're going down such a rabbit hole. But have you ever heard of a documentary called Earthlings?
Yes, I think I may have watched it.
Oh, I watched it, and I was vegan for 2.5 years after.
Okay. Well,
no, I can't even eat red meat still because, oh my God, cows. Oh my gosh.
I know. I know. It's okay.
No, it was traumatizing. Okay,
It is traumatizing.
Let me tell you my Earthling story.
No, I don't want to be vegan.
Oh, I'm not going to make you watch it. I'm just going to tell you.
I know, but you're just telling me that it's going to make me cry, and I'm going to have to start not eating meat.
No, it's not going to make you cry. I'll tell you a story. It's not going to make you cry.
How much?
Hopefully, it won't. It made me almost want to projectile vomit, but it's not going to make you cry. So I'm watching this documentary, and I'm also working on the side as an Uber Eats driver at this time, dropping off food to people. So I'd keep having to pause it and go pick up orders from restaurants to go deliver to people. That's always kind of been my on and off side gig. So I'm watching this movie, watching these animals get slaughtered just horribly, factory farms. Just, I'm not going to describe it. Just
please don't.
No, it's horrible. It'll make you never want to eat meat again. I promise.
I think I've seen this documentary. Actually,
it's narrated by Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm having flashbacks
since he was 3 years old. But anyhow, so I keep getting Uber Eats dings to go pick up food from a restaurant to go deliver while I'm trying to watch this documentary. So I keep hitting pause. So somebody who, I guess there was like some big football game or something, and somebody ordered like 10 pizzas, and Pizza Hut became part of Uber Eats. So I was always going to Pizza Hut and picking up all these pizzas to go deliver to people. So I basically became a pizza delivery person. No, but I'm watching this documentary about animals being used as just all kinds, besides food, just other things too, like rodeos, circuses. It's just everything. It
yes.
just compresses. It's about the mistreatment of animals. That's what the whole documentary is.
Let me tell you about the processed food.
Okay, but no. But let me finish my story. So I go to pick up it's like 10 meat lovers pizzas. I swear to God. And I have to like drive these like 5 miles to go deliver them. So I've got like this meat smell all in my car after I've been watching this documentary. So I go the long way on the freeway to go home just so I can, take down all the windows and just like let the car air out because there's this horrible meat smell all in the car. And normally, like if you're a carnivore, it would have smelled delicious. It would have made you want to go get a pizza, but it just made me want to puke because I had been watching this documentary.
Yes.
Horrible. It was horrible.
It is horrible. But my point was,
tell me.
If you eat meat, that's okay. But in the chicken plant, you literally saw the processed food being separated from the regular food. And it is like an orange toothpaste. It's thick and it is scraps. It is everything that they cannot sell you, put in a fucking grinder. And it's like they make what's that thick smoothie type of thing that old people have to eat?
Isn't that what they make chicken nuggets out of?
Yeah, like that is processed food.
Yeah, I've seen a video on it. If you watch a video on how chicken nuggets are made,
it's so freaking gross. And I'm like, okay, so they're gonna tell you processed food's bad, but they're not gonna fix it. What they're gonna do is they're gonna take measles vaccines away.
Well, that's the thing. How many decades did we go without measles, and now we've got all these kids with measles?
Exactly.
I mean, what's going on?
It's like, yeah, we all know chicken nuggies cause cancer, cause body nuggies, right? That's why I call it body nuggies.
But that's a choice.
But at the same time, like, you're not going to take that shit away. You're not going to say, well, people in poverty can't have, body nuggies. No, they're going to still give us body nuggies through this processed food. And they're going to take measles away where healthy kids are getting sick and, dying. Some of them actually end up dying. So I don't know.
And that was the thing with Means with the Senate Health Committee. She could not give them a straight answer on whether kids should or shouldn't get the measles vaccine.
Well, she's a doctor. I'm not going to call her a surgeon.
Well, Surgeon General. She's like
she's a general. I'm not going to call her surgeon.
The nation's doctor.
I'm not going to call her surgeon. I'll just call her general.
You've got Kennedy in charge of Health and Human Services, and then you would have her as the Surgeon General, and you've got these two people making the nation's health decisions.
Wild.
Yeah, it's
No,
really
thank you.
crazy.
It is crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
So for the final note, we got what's your final takeaway from the State of the Union address?
Lies. The Virginia governor gave a very good Democratic response.
I seen that. I loved it.
Yes. And if you go on YouTube, just Google State of the Union Democratic response, there's I think it's a little under 20 minutes. She gives a whole speech, spoken like a true leader.
And usually there's always something that you could point out about the response. I haven't watched the news today. I've been so swamped yesterday and today, but I've really just watching it. There was nothing awkward. There was not like a spit bubble on the end of her lip or, a booger hanging out of her nose. There's always something usually on the State of the Union responses. Remember that woman that did the response for Biden and she was in her kitchen?
Oh gosh, I've slept and I don't know.
Oh yeah, it was a funny thing. It was so fucking awkward. It was really just like, ugh. But
kind of like the Super Bowl. I never remember what happened last year when the next one.
No, yeah, I remember this for some reason. I remember the State of Union addresses. Like the responses are like usually something funky going on. But yeah. I agree. Virginia's governor gave a good response, and I hope that I hope a lot of people listen to it. There was nothing funky going on in that one. Super good.
Yeah, it's really good. It's on YouTube, but if you just go, that's the great thing about the digital age. You can just go back and look at this stuff later. You can watch Trump's again if you want to.
No,
who
God
the
no.
fuck wants to?
Wasn't it the longest State of the Union address ever? Something like it.
I don't know. It was just under 2 hours.
Yeah, I've heard someone say, but I haven't verified it.
Yeah.
But anyway, even if it wasn't the longest, it was super long. It might have been the longest. All right. All right, Mr. Kurt.
All right. So, do we have any questions in the comments tonight?
Not yet.
Oh my goodness.
What is going on? Let me check my phone again.
We got a like.
Yeah, I've seen that. We've had 2 people watching. Thank you guys for watching. You're so phenomenal.
Who's watching? Oh my gosh, we should name them.
No, I cannot see who they are. I wish I could.
Okay.
But I can't. But anyways, no, we do appreciate you watching and commenting, subscribing, and putting the bell on it. That'd be amazing. We try to do these once a week. So
yeah, definitely by next Thursday, hopefully.
Yeah, right. So okay, guys. Kurt, did you get everything out off your chest that you needed to?
I'll think of something when we're off that I didn't. Pam Bondi was the
Make sure you're following Kurt on Facebook.
Hillary's deposition today. I want to talk about that a little bit more. She came out, they couldn't broadcast it because it was closed door, but she came out and gave a statement to the media after that. And she just, I didn't hear all of it, but she was talking about some of the strange questions they were asking her during the deposition. Like she said they were talking to her about UFOs and just weird off the wall things.
That's wild.
Yeah.
They probably just wanted her there for the picture.
Well, yeah, and then former President Bill Clinton's there getting deposed tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. But the thing is, about, everybody's like, oh, well, the Clintons, maybe they were involved in this. But one thing I can say about them, they wanted their deposition to be aired publicly, not closed door.
And they asked for all the files to be released.
Yeah, a guilty person wouldn't go around saying that, like, oh, let's air it live. Show me getting deposed on live TV.
The only president that doesn't want it to be released right now, that's saying, hey, let's redact it to hell and let's not release it. The only president I know right now past is Donald Trump. You know what I mean? That's the only one that I know right now that is really saying, really like being all against it. And he ran on it. So it's kind of weird. But all right, everybody. Thank you for joining. I don't want to take too much of your time. We do appreciate your time.
Yeah,
And we
thank you
appreciate
for those
your
who joined.
viewership. Yes, for real. We're trying to grow it some more, and we do appreciate it.
Yeah, and we're actually gonna get this down and have a beginning, middle, and end at some point too. We kind of go all over the place. We went down a.
I like the rabbit trails.
We went down some interesting rabbit holes tonight. With that, we did. I have to say.
I'm all about the holes. All right, everybody. Make sure you bless yourself and bless those you love, because there's no God to do it for you. Have a great night.
All right.
Thank you, Kurt.
Good night, everybody. See you next time.